Hello everyone, it's Friday and welcome to Practice Makes Pros. So this video is a little bit late, it's just a little. I waited until after work to record it. So it's nearly midnight now, so it'll be after midnight before the video is actually up. So sorry about that, and it's also when I'm talking a little bit quieter than normal, so sorry if you're having a hard time hearing me. Everyone's already in bed, and I don't want to be really loud and obnoxious with that. So anyways, this week on Practice Makes Pros, we are talking about our stories with writer's block and kind of how we overcame various writer's blocks. So the first story I'm going to share with you is a really simple one. It took place a couple of years ago. I was getting ready to send TLP off for its review on Inkpop. Most of you are going to have no idea what I'm talking about when I say that, but the important thing is that I had about a week and a half to finish this draft of that draft, and that was about 43,000 words. And it was all going nice and smoothly at first, but that was my first big writing spree, and I still haven't actually written that much in that short period of time since then. And so that kind of started to wear down on me, and so I got a little ways into that, and then I hit the wall. And so the way I got through that and managed to keep going and finish that draft on time was that I kind of took to the Inkpop message boards, and I started asking Inkies for ways to get through writer's block. And one of the Inkies gave me this link to a video. It's a Jackson Pierce video, and it's basically a music video about writer's block. And I thought it was hilarious, and I spent the rest of the day actually watching her videos. So I'm going to link that music video down below. But it was one of those instances where just taking that day to take a break and let my brain focus on something else and have a little bit of fun, I was able to go back in the next day and get back into writing and get back on to the pace that I needed to be on in order to finish on time. Now, the second story kind of has a little bit to do with what Allie touched on in her video, that has to do with playing the honesty of the situation. Now, in August Camp NaNoWriMo this past summer, and I talked about this a little bit in my vlogs then, I was going pretty well, and then I got to a point where I had to provide a transition between two parts in the story, and I wasn't sure exactly how to do that. I knew that there needed to be some sort of better character development scene in this transition, and so I just kind of played the honesty of the situation, and I started having Chloe and Drew talking back and forth, saying, hey, what do we do next? Because that's exactly what I was thinking. And then through that, I was able to just kind of pad my word count a little bit, which is kind of the goal of NaNoWriMo when you're just trying to get that draft done. And so I was able to pad that word count, and I was also able to let myself think of ideas using how these characters were feeling at the time. And then it ended up sending me into this wonderful scene with Chloe and her sisters, who we hadn't had a lot to do with in the story, and getting to see the relationship develop more between them. And so that was one of those instances where just sitting there and writing through it, and just as long as you keep getting those words on the page, you're going to think of a better idea, and it'll get you somewhere, and it'll turn out most likely being something that you really enjoy. And I found that past experiences with that playing the honesty of the situation, usually the scenes that I write right after that usually end up being scenes that I really, really love, and they're scenes that I want to keep for later drafts. So that is something that you definitely should consider. Just keep going, keep getting those words down on the page. And the final sort of thing that I want to suggest is something I've been suggesting all month, but I want to stress it one more final time as we're talking about writer's block, and that is the importance of saying yes. I'm going to kind of give that tip with a lot of things on this channel, but I think with writer's block, it is probably the most important tip I can give, because whenever I have a big instance of writer's block most of the time for me, it's me saying no to my own ideas and saying that those ideas aren't good enough. And so I found that when I stopped doing that and I just let myself play with those ideas and get them down and really look at what works and what doesn't work, I ended up really liking a lot of those ideas that I didn't originally like, just having them in my head. And so just say yes to your ideas. They might end up being better than you think they are, and they usually are better than you think they are. So always say yes, keep getting those words down on the page, and you will get through that writer's block. That's all from me this week. Again, sorry for the late video. Be sure to look for Joe's video talking about her experiences with writer's block on Monday, and then Allie on Wednesday with our topic for next week. Bye everyone, and happy writing. Don't forget, practice makes pros.